Yes, I'm Dr. Mimi Syed, board-certified emergency medicine physician from the United States. I recently returned from my second medical mission in Gaza. Today, I stand before you not just as a physician, but as a mother and a witness to the harrowing realities faced by innocent children in Gaza. My heart is heavy with the weight of what I have seen, atrocities that no child should ever have to endure. During my time in Gaza, my colleagues and I witnessed unspeakable acts of violence against children. These experiences have shattered the illusions of safety and security that I grew up believing were inherent to the American identity. Yet it is with profound disappointment that I find my tax dollars and my contributions as a patriotic citizen funneled into actions that lead to slaughter of innocent children and civilians. One such example was of an 8-year-old little boy named Sammy, who was playing outside of his tent in a designated humanitarian zone. His tent was struck by Israeli military and his face was completely ripped off. I resuscitated him as best as I could given the lack of medical supplies as he was barely hanging on to life. It was at that time I looked down to see the irony before me. This innocent child was wearing a Captain America sweater. The very country that supplied the bomb that would forever maim him was written on his shirt. As I held his hand in the ambulance ride to the CT scanner and feared for my own life while hearing bombs dropping on buildings near us, I reassured his mother that I would do everything I could to save his life, but I knew that it was an empty promise. I saw case after case of only civilians being slaughtered. One day, a mother of 4 named Miriam was sleeping in her tent with her children when her home was struck by a drone missile. She was brought in unconscious, and when she woke up, she learned 3 of her children were dead, and the 4th died shortly after she kissed him on the forehead in the ICU. As a mother of 3 children, I refuse to be complicit in the cycle of violence and suffering by staying silent. I saw cases of mothers feeding their newborn sugar water because they could not buy formula, nor could they produce breast milk due to malnourishment. We must move away from the rhetoric that Israel is trying to minimize civilian casualties, because it is simply not true. The examples I spoke of are just a few of thousands of children who have and are continuing to suffer. Our moral obligations transcend borders, especially when we are financing these crimes. Will we be remembered as the generation that stood idly by while war crimes were committed with our tax dollars? I urge you to reflect on our shared values and the responsibility we carry as global citizens. Let us rise together to demand a permanent ceasefire and allow unlimited aid into Gaza.